now become the coolest instrument to play. It was already cool. But the fact that now you can do anything on it, now it becomes the issue of, gosh, what should I do? Question, should you do everything? Answer, hell no. Please don't. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. There are certain things that are left to organic instruments that they do so much better. Sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone. For instance, I can play drums. It doesn't mean I play them well, and it doesn't mean I'm going to take a job as a drummer. Why? Bam! They will shoot me the minute I drop the beat. So it's important for us to understand you can perfect certain things, and you know, you could probably do a few limited things when it comes to music performance. MIDI does allow us a few luxuries, and with those luxuries come discipline. We must remember that technology does not take a back seat to the human involved in treating technology. Technology is nothing more than a toy. It is a toy that should be used and handled intelligently for fear that you might give it a bad reputation. It's called user error. You've heard it, you've seen it, you've done it. Don't even try to deny it. The user is usually at fault when it comes to technology. Technology has glitches, but none that you would really recognize. It is the user that makes the glitch happen, and then we say, oh, there's something wrong with my computer. I've done it. It happens. There's nothing wrong with it. But we should understand that technology and performance is something that we should use. At Stevens Institute of Technology, a student is encouraged to take composition, theory, and many, many other things. But then they come to me, and then I ask them, do you play an instrument? And they usually say no. That's when I tell them, you're going to have to pick an instrument. Here are the instruments that we offer. Go learn one. They take instrument instruction for about a year, and then they come back to me. And then I introduce them to the Sound Synthesis Research Center, where they're able to take that instrument learning that they did and apply it to new technologies. They walk into the room, oh my goodness, you should see the toys in that room. They go goo crazy. They look at it and they go, oh my God, what's this, what's that? The lights are shining and the instruments are all new, and there's pianos and there's basses and there's horns and there's all these instruments that are all MIDI'd, and they're all, and they do what they always do. They touch it, they play for it, they play it, and then they go, okay. And they go, okay. 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 And that's it. They just don't know what to do. They don't know how to practice. They don't know what they're supposed to do. The problem with technology is that you are granted so much information and you don't know what to do. There's such an overload of information that the application of technology is what becomes a problem. Technology is like a brand new toy. You play with it for a minute and you get tired of it and you put it down, and then when you come back, you play exactly the same way a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. Technology is something that has to drive you, and you have to consider to what end. Technology is supposed to be a handful tool. It's supposed to be something that you can use. And so to that end, we have to remember that once we start using technology, we have to learn how to maneuver through technology. When it comes to music performance and application, the issue becomes the style of music that you want to learn will tell you what you have to do. For instance, you do not practice a song when it comes to music performance. You simply practice a technique. For instance, music performance means I could play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Easy. I can do it finger picking. Finger picking. That was better than I can do it jazzy. I could probably play it I could play it heavy metal. Oh, you don't want to hear that. Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sometimes what we hear is not what it is. Once I did a performance, and before I did anything, I know it was crazy, but it proved the point. I had a white screen in front of me, and I did a little performance. In fact, I'll try to do that performance for you. It's a little difficult, but maybe it'll work. Anyway, I had the sheet in front of me, and nobody knew that it was me, and they didn't know that it was one guy. And I started playing all this stuff, and they were like grooving, and it was like amazing, and they applauded, and then they took it away, and there I am sitting in a chair. It was the most unusual thing you ever think about. It was so cool. I'll try to do it. Now, so that's the thing with technology, though. There's so much stuff. Okay. Let's see if this one is awake. Each one of these modules give me different capabilities, and so I experiment with different ones all the time. That was cool. Hold on. There's something called a sampler. It'll take what you do and loop it. Let me see.